Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to see the second part of The 100 Dresses, and the story is the continuation. While the class was circling the room, the monitor from the principal's office brought Miss Mason a note. Miss Mason read it several times and studied it thoughtfully for a while. Then she clapped her hands. Now we know in the previous chapter at the end part, the students were gathered in room 13 and they were looking towards the pictures, the drawings which was made by Vanda. All the students, they have been gathered in this room. Now suddenly one monitor, one person from the principal's office comes and he brings one note, and he hands over it to Miss Mason, the teacher. Now Miss Mason read it for several times and thoughtfully she studied something, she understood something. Then she clapped her hands, means she wanted to gather the attention of all the students, because all the students were busy in the classroom looking the pictures. So she called, "Attention class, everyone back to their seat." So she told, "Attention students, please go back to your seat." When the shuffling of feet had stopped and the room was still and quiet, Miss Mason said, "I have a letter from Vanda's father that I want to read to you." So when all the students had sat quietly, when there was no sound of shuffling of feet means when we walk, our feet make sound. So when all the students had sat back to their seats, and when there was no sound, when there was a complete silence in the class, Miss Mason said that there is a letter from Vanda's father that she wants to read for the whole class. Miss Mason stood there a moment and the silence in the room grew tense and expectant. Miss Mason waited for a few moments and there was a complete silence in the class, and the silence grew tense and expectant. All the students, they became very much tensed. Why? Because they wanted to know what is the letter all about. So there was a curiosity among the students. The teacher adjusted her glasses slowly and deliberately. Her manner indicated that what was coming. This letter from Vanda's father was a matter of great importance. Everybody listened closely as Miss Mason read the brief note. Now, Miss Mason adjusted her glasses slowly and deliberately. Means Miss Mason adjusted her spectacles, very slowly and very deliberately. And then she said, "This letter is very important because it has come from Vanda's father." Now, listen to the letter very carefully. See the letter, what is written. This is the copy of the letter. "Dear teacher, my Vanda will not come to your school anymore. Jack also." Now, first line says, Vanda's father said that Vanda will not go to the school. Not even Jack. Jack is the brother of Vanda. Now we move away to big city. They have gone to a big city. They have gone to another city. No more holler Pollack. No more holler Pollack means the girls used to shout at her. Holler means when you shout at someone, when you cry at someone, when you call somebody by shouting, that is called holler. And Pollack means one who belongs to Polish country. They are called Pollack. So the girls used to tease her by shouting at her name, by calling at her name. So that is why the father said, "No more holler Pollack, no more shouting to Vanda, no more making fun of Vanda. No more ask why funny name. No, nobody will ask her what is the reason for her funny name. Plenty of funny names in the big city." As the family is shifting towards in the big city, father says that there are so many funny names in the big city, and nobody will trouble Vanda. Yours truly, Jan Petronsky. A deep silence met the reading of this letter. After the letter is over, there was a deep silence in the class. Miss Mason took off her glasses, blew on them, and wiped them off on her soft white handkerchief. Once the letter is done, Miss Mason removed her glasses. She blew little warmer air from her mouth. She wiped the glass with her white handkerchief, soft white handkerchief. Then she put them on again and looked at the class. Then again she wore the glass and she started looking towards the student. When she spoke, her voice was very low. This time when she started speaking, her voice was very calm, very low, because even she did not feel good that one of the students of the class had left. I'm sure that none of the boys and girls in room 13 would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feelings because his or her name happened to be a long, unfamiliar one. Miss Mason has a very deep faith in her students. Miss Mason says that she strongly believes that none of the boys or the girls of room 13 would hurt anybody's feeling. Means Miss Mason strongly believes that the student of her class would not have troubled Vanda. Vanda had got a very unfamiliar name, a very long name. It doesn't mean that the boys and girls of room 13 would purposely tease her or would purposely hurt the feeling of Vanda. Miss Mason was wrong here, right? We know the reality. The whole class used to tease Peggy, Maddie, other girls. They used to tease her. But Miss Mason was having no knowledge of it. That is why she says that she is very much sure that the boys and girls of room 13 would never purposely do it. I prefer to think that what was said in thoughtlessness. So Miss Mason thinks that Vanda's father has a complaint that the students of the school used to tease Vanda. But whatever the father had said, he said it in thoughtlessness. Means the father gave the reason of her daughter Vanda, of his daughter Vanda, to be leaving the school because the children used to tease her of her name, and he has given this reason without thinking on it. That is thoughtlessness. Father did not think what reason he is giving. Simply he has given the reason. That is what the teacher, Miss Mason, says. I know that all of you feel the way I do. Miss Mason says that all the children of this class feel the same as what Miss Mason feels. This is a very unfortunate thing to have happened. Unfortunate and sad both. It's a very bad incident that has happened at school. That is, Vanda has left the school. Miss Mason feels very bad, and the same feeling the student also must be having. This is Miss Vanda's idea. And I want you all to think about it. Teacher says that she wants all the students to think about this. The first period was a study period. Maddie tried to prepare her lessons, but she could not put her mind on her work. She had a very sick feeling in the bottom of her stomach. Now, the first period was a study period. All the students started preparing their lesson. Even Maddie also tried to prepare her lessons, but she could not put up her mind on her work. She had no control on her mind. She was not able to concentrate on her work. She had a very sick feeling in the stomach. Means she was not feeling right. She was not feeling correct. She was not feeling well. She had some abnormal feeling. She had a sick feeling in the bottom of her stomach. True, she had not enjoyed listening to Peggy ask Vanda how many dresses she had in her closet, but she had said nothing. It is true that whenever Peggy used to ask Vanda as to how many dresses she had in her closet, Maddie never enjoyed listening to these questions. Maddie never had a fun when she used to listen when Peggy used to ask questions. But that time, Maddie could not able to say anything to Peggy. Maddie could not able to say to Peggy that she should not tease Vanda because she had no courage. She had a fear that if she would say anything to Peggy, Peggy would break the friendship. That's why she never talked, or she never said to Peggy not to tease Vanda. She had stood by silently, and that was just as bad as what Peggy had done. Whenever Peggy used to tease or make fun